Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to cover Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX, and of course we'll have the inclusion of Magnezone and an interesting twist of Ribombee. I've been seeing it all over the Pokemon TCG Online ladder, and it seems to work quite well. So let's get straight into it. So to start off, we are playing 3 Dusk Mane Necrozma, 190 HP, Metal type, Ultra Beast. For the first attack, Claw Slash, 3 colorless, does 60 damage. Second attack, Meteor Tempest, does 220 for 3 metal, 1 colorless, and then you discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. And then Sun Eclipse GX, 250 for 3 metal, and then you can use this attack only if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponents. Essentially, you're losing the game. That's the only way you can use the GX attack. Weak to fire. Not really a lot of fire in the meta right now. I'm trying to think of anything new coming out. Maybe Blacephalon coming out pretty soon. Other than that, though, no, nothing really out there. Terminator, I guess, but it's kind of Ho, maybe Kawe. I don't know. I really don't see it. Resistance to Psychic, which is really good because Psychic's running around everywhere, from Garb to Malamar. To Necrozma, all this stuff is all over the place. Naganadel is going to be a thing coming out of Lost Thunder. And then has a 3 retreat cost. And we're playing 3 copies of this guy. And then, of course, we're playing Magnezone. We're playing a 3-3 line, 3 Magnemite, and then 3 Magnezone. We're playing 1 Magnemite with a solid unit as long as this Pokemon's on your bench. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks. It's kind of to stop like the Buzzwole GX and stuff like that. Maybe the Coco, it's not that great. It doesn't really matter. It's not on the bench long enough for you to even care about using it. We're here for Magnezone. 150 HP, Metal type. Magnetic Circuit. As often as you like during your turn before you attack, you may attach a Metal Energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. And you can do this countless times as long as you have the energy available in your hand. Zap Cannon for 3 metal, 1 colorless, does 130. This Pokemon can't use Zap Cannon during your next turn. Trust me, you're almost never going to use this. Only reason you would probably use this is probably to get past a Hoopa that is blocking your Dusk Mane from killing it. Other than that, though, you're going to focus on Dusk Mane being the main attacker. Weak to fire, resistance to psychic, and has a 2 retreat cost. Then we're playing the Ribombee that I mentioned. So 2/2 Cutie Fly. The only notable thing here is that it has free retreat, which is really cool. Sadly, only 30 HP, so it's going to get knocked out by a Buzzwole GX, but hopefully that doesn't happen. And then Ribombee, 70 HP, Honey Gather. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 basic energy, reveal them, and put them into your hand, shuffle your deck. It's the only thing pretty much notable out of this card. Really cool. It's basically a Professor's Letter in Pokemon form, so you don't have to use up any items or anything like that. Last Pokemon we're playing in this list is Tapu Lele GX, 170 HP, Psychic type. Wonder Tag. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. Energy Drive for 2 colorless, does 20 times. This attack does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. This damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance. Tapu Cure, we're not even going to bother with it. You cannot use it. No weakness, no resistance, 1 retreat cost. So that's the Pokemon lineup for this deck. For supporters, 4 copies of Cynthia. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 6 cards. Your standard draw support, but it's probably the best draw support. I mean, Copycat depends on the situation. It's not the best. It's not, Copycat's not the best. You know, Cynthia is probably your go-to 100% of the time. 3 copies of Lily, another draw support, or draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. If it's your first turn, draw cards until you have 8 cards in your hand. So usually your first turn, if you have a Lily there or a way to get it Lily, you usually play your hand down so you can take advantage of the effect. 3 copies of Guzma, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active. If you do, switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched. Lion Sander, Escape Rope mixed together? I don't know. It's kind of, that's the best way of explaining it. Really great card. Helps you get out of the active if you get stuck there. Also helps you get cards from your opponent's bench that they're stacking up, getting ready to kill you with. So it's a great way to get that as soon as possible and knocking those out of the way. 2 copies of Volkner. Search your deck for an item and a lightning energy. No lightning in this deck, so just for the items, the item card search. Reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. A lot of hype around Alolan Ninetales from Lost Thunder. Maybe this replaces it. Maybe a 1-1 line. Once you evolve Alolan Ninetales, you can search your deck for 2 item cards and put it into your hand. Maybe it's a great way to search out rare candy or anything else that you need. And the last supporter we're playing is Fisherman. Put 4 basic energy from your discard pile into your hand. You're going to have the energy in your discard because you have to discard them because of Meteor Tempest, which is Dusk Mane's attack. So getting them back to your hand is going to be a big thing in this deck. There's other ways of doing it, but Fisherman helps so much. But that's it for the supporter lineup there. For items, starting off, we have Acrobike. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one of them into your hand, discard the other. If you discard energy, because I said you have energies, ways to get energies back to the deck, you're probably okay discarding them. So you're going to want to get cards to progress your board state. 4 copies of Nest Ball, search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it onto your bench, and then shuffle your deck. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards from your hand. If you do, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Shuffle your deck. 4 copies of Rare Candy, very essential in this deck. You want to make sure you get your Magnezones out as soon as possible. Choose one of your basic Pokemon in play. If you have a Stage 2 in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, put that card onto the basic Pokemon to evolve it. You can't use this card during your first turn, or on a basic that was put into play that turn. 2 copies of Energy Recycler. Shuffle 5 basic energy from your discard pile into your deck. But hey, why do you want the energy back into your deck? Don't you want it back into your hand? Sure, that's why we have Ribombee. Ribombee searches out from the deck. Then we are playing 2 copies of Choice Band. This attacks this Pokemon. This card is attached to do 30 more damage to your opponent's active GX or EX Pokemon. I mean, you're already hitting 220. But I mean, there's always those big GXs that have 250 HP, so that always helps for that. And then that's it for the items. The last thing we're playing is a Stadium. We're playing 3 copies of Mountain Coronet. Once during each player's turn, that player may put 2 Metal Energy cards from their discard pile into their hand. Another way to get energy back from the discard pile. We're playing 3, not maxing out, unfortunately. If we do, don't know what I would cut. Maybe a Rare Candy. I really wouldn't want to. Maybe a Volkner. It really depends on that situation. And then for energy, we're of course playing 10 copies of Metal Energy to round out the deck. Plays really fun, really smooth, really easy to play. It's one of the metal decks running around right now. Metagross being one, Dusk Mane being the other. And when the new Soul Galeo came out, a lot of people started playing that as well, and it's very consistent. So I can see why people be playing that as well. This deck plays really well. I felt like it would mesh a little clunky and stuff like that with all the different lines, but it turned out really well. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. Make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at TheCardKidTV. Potential spoiler alert, might change the name in the future. Just throwing it out there. But make sure you follow me on there, just because I post whenever I go live on YouTube, whenever I go live on Twitch. And then I usually try to talk during tournaments, just so I can get a feel of how the community feels about certain decks being played, stuff like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to be it. See you guys later. Peace!